Imagine waking up in the heart of the Roman Empire and realizing something unthinkable. The city is silent, the streets are empty, the army is gone. For centuries, Rome had been the center of the world. Its legions conquered continents, its laws shaped civilizations, and its power seemed eternal. But on one day in history, that illusion shattered. It began with a rumor. A single message reached the Roman Senate. The army has turned back. At first, no one panicked. Roman armies had marched across Europe and the Middle East for generations. They always returned victorious. But this time was different. The year was 378 AD. Rome was no longer young. Its borders were stretched, its politics corrupted, its people divided. And beyond the Danube River, a new force was rising: the Goths. They were not just tribes. They were refugees, warriors, families fleeing an even greater terror: the Huns. Rome had allowed them to enter the empire, promising protection. But Roman officials betrayed them, starving them, exploiting them, treating them like animals. Slowly, quietly, the Goths prepared for revenge. Then came the Battle of Adrianople. The Roman Emperor Valens believed he could crush the Goths easily. He ignored warnings. He underestimated his enemy. He marched his army into the heat, exhausted and unprepared. What happened next shocked the ancient world. The Goths attacked with a ferocity Rome had never seen. Roman cavalry collapsed. Infantry lines broke. And in the chaos, Emperor Valens vanished, killed, burned alive, or lost forever. 2/3 of the Roman army were slaughtered in a single day. For the first time in centuries, Rome had no army. News traveled fast. In Rome, panic spread like wildfire. Senators whispered that the gods had abandoned the empire. Citizens feared that barbarian armies would reach the city within weeks. Merchants fled, families hid, temples filled with desperate prayers. Rome had faced enemies before, but never weakness like this. Here's the terrifying truth. If the Goths had marched directly on Rome, the empire might have ended in 378 AD. But history took a strange turn. Instead of destroying Rome, the Goths hesitated. They negotiated. They settled within the empire. They became both enemies and allies. Rome survived, but something fundamental had changed. For the first time, everyone understood that Rome was not immortal. From that moment on, the empire began to crack slowly, invisibly, inevitably. Political chaos increased. Barbarian generals ruled Roman armies. Civil wars weakened the state, and trust in Rome's power evaporated. People often think the fall of Rome happened in 476 AD, but in reality, Rome almost died nearly a century earlier, on a single forgotten day when its army vanished, and its emperor disappeared. And here's the haunting question. What if the Goths had marched on Rome? History, civilization, and even modern Europe might look completely different today. Sometimes, empires don't fall in dramatic finales. Sometimes, they die quietly in moments most people never learn about. And that is one of the most dangerous days in human history that almost erased Rome forever.